everybody. Hey guys, how y'all doing? So we had one of our viewers ask us a question, and we're going to answer her question today. She says, can you guys do a video on doubt in a relationship, or what to do if someone is having doubt in their relationship? This is kind of like a funky one, because anytime I've ever had doubt in my relationship, I just ended it. I didn't see there being a point of continuing a relationship with someone that I was having doubts about. I've been there before where I was with somebody, we were talking, and things just didn't feel right. Maybe he wasn't doing something right, maybe he kept doing something wrong, maybe the vibe just wasn't connecting. And I just let him know, like, look, we could be friends, we can hang out, but I don't want to be with you. You're not good enough to be my man. You're not measuring up. Whatever I need to say, that's what I let him know. And if he felt some type of way about it, I mean, I felt bad that I had to hurt him and break it off like that, but I'd rather spend my life with the right person than to waste my time with the wrong person. And so I don't really see there being a point of keeping a relationship going if it's not working. If you have doubts, then that means that that person is not for you, and you need to let that ish go. I want to look up the definition of doubt. Let's look it up. Define doubt.
Doubt, a feeling of uncertainty or lack of conviction.
Fear, be afraid of, feel uncertain about. That makes me think like, okay, maybe doubt in your abilities to be a good woman or be a good man. You can have doubts about that. Why are you doubting yourself in your relationship? Do you maybe feel like you're not good enough for that person? And why would you feel that you're not good enough to have love or to be blessed with a good person? If that's the case, then you know, it always goes back to loving yourself in order to be able to love someone else. You have to understand what your value is and what you deserve, and you can't doubt yourself when giving someone all of you. Also, that definition said being afraid of, and so if you're having fear of loving someone, then you have to take a step back and figure out what is the root of my fear and what can I do in order to move forward and love this person the way they deserve and to receive love. Be open enough to receive love the way I deserve. If you feel like you're not at that point yet, I always say the best time to take is time to yourself and reflect on where you need to grow in your life in order to be able to grow with someone else.
Alright, so this is his side, what to do when you have doubt in your relationship. When you have doubt in your relationship, I'm assuming you have doubt in whether or not your relationship is going to last, you're going to make it through. And I don't know all the details between everybody's individual story, but I will say is whatever you have doubt about, you need to go ahead and talk to your partner and then be upfront about your doubts. But I think most of the time when you have doubt in your relationship, you have doubt whether or not you guys are just really, it's whether or not that person is really for you. I've had doubt in relationships in the past, but it was all based off of I have things that I can live with and things that I can't live with. And then my partner didn't fall into the requirements, fall into the boat for things that I can live with. Most of the stuff that I was having issues with were things that I can't live with. For me, it was some things such as mutual respect. I talk to you a certain way. I kind of expect that to be reciprocated and you to talk to me the same way. I said talk, I said communicate, and at the end of the day, if that doesn't work, don't lie to yourself. Just be upfront. You're going to spend so much time worrying and trying to figure out what you should do if you have these doubts, but you know what you can't live with, and if something you can't live with, then do what you need to do. But the final note on this is not necessarily do what you need to do as in just break up and leave. Do what you need to do is say, hey, look, is there something I can do to resolve this situation? And if not, then you have to make that decision. Do I either live with being unhappy or having this doubt, or do I move forward and do something else? Now, there's a difference between doubt and just being a plain old scaredy cat. I think a lot of us, and I'll speak for myself, I mean, when I was stepping into this relationship, I was a plain old scaredy cat about some things, but I had to look at myself in the mirror and literally say, hey, look, you jump out of planes, you do all kind of fun things for a living. What's the worst that can happen? I think I even told my wife, I said, hey babe, what's the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen for me was, okay, I just have another ex-girlfriend and we move forward. But the best that could happen was what I have now. I have a wife, a family who I love, and I couldn't see spending any other time with. It was just a risk versus reward, and the reward was well worth the risk. So again, communicate, identify whether or not you need to move forward with that person, without that person, and then also look at risk versus reward. Because again, if I was to tell you today, I need you to risk just a little bit of your time, and you'll make $20 million in a year, I think you'll give that time. Versus if I say I need you to risk all of your life and you're gonna have nothing to show for it. You know, the return on your investment is low. What y'all don't see is where my other hand is at. What's up, baby?
Hey.
Hey, y'all.
Hi.
How y'all doing?
Hi, y'all. Making me giggle.
What's up? Doubt in the relationship. Yeah, I don't know nothing about that. But just kind of give tips about what to do when you have doubt in a relationship.
So you never been in a relationship and you was just doubting like where it was heading and where you were going? And...
They all ended.
Okay.
So any relationship where I had like some serious doubts, they all ended.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, like I was saying, babe, it's so doubts were like three things. One, it was kind of like I had my things I can live with, things I can't live with.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, doubts there were things I can't live with, but I was just putting up with.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, is this ever gonna change? Blah,
Mm-hmm.
blah, blah. And then
Give the person a chance over and over
yeah,
again.
and then they just, you know, I mean, you can't change a person. The people are who they are.
Mm-hmm.
You can't change a man or a woman.
No.
People are who they are.
Either you gonna accept them or not.
That's it.
Uh-huh.
And when in the beginning of the relationship, that's the best. That's the best, because they're giving you their all.
Mm-hmm.
And if the beginning sucks, believe me, it ain't going nowhere else but down worse from there.
Exactly.
Oh, you looking at them love eyes. That's what happens when you put that good D on her. She be looking at you with them love eyes. Yes, I said that.
Stop, because
But,
now you're gonna have females like
No. Anyway. All that aside, okay. So my other thing, back to what we were talking about. My other thing was also don't confuse doubt with just being a scaredy cat and fear. And I said I was scared when we first started talking, but then I asked myself a couple questions, and the questions I said, what's the worst that can happen? Also know what you can live with, what you can't live with, and be honest about it. I also recommend it just leaving. You gotta make a decision.
Yeah.
You got doubt, you gotta make a decision whether
Yeah.
you're gonna stay or go. Because nothing's more annoying to both people involved to someone who doesn't know what the hell they want.
Yeah. Why, oh, why you have to go? No.
So in conclusion, like my wife said, just examine yourself. You know what you deserve, and we all deserve happiness and love. Just look at that, examine it, acknowledge it, and communicate with the person as always. And after some thought and some time, you figure out whether or not you want to stay or you go. Don't walk on the edge and keep going back and forth. You either staying or you're going. Like I told my wife, I said, we made this commitment.
Yeah.
Hey, if I die before she dies, I'm gonna let y'all know I'm gonna be in the urn in the bedroom. I'm gonna haunt any dude she brings around there. I'm gonna be like,
Big old eyes. His picture following the person around the room.
Yeah. I ain't never leaving.
I don't want you to leave.
So hopefully that wasn't too jumbled. You guys got the point.
Yeah.
Just examine that and then have fun.
Yeah.
And this has been his side.
Her side and the truth.
You was about to say her side real quick. I saw that. All right, okay.